Good day, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces. Hello, hello. I am doing this in 4 different videos. Each astrological sign will be part of one video. And I'm doing Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces first. The reason being is I've had a little bit of a cold and I can feel myself losing voice. So these might be a little bit shorter, but I definitely want to do something for you all for mid-month to mid-month, from the middle of November through the middle of November. And so I'm going to pull a couple cards for that time period. I will look into crystal, and I apologize. But again, you know, doing what I can do. Okay, these two on the very bottom wanted to come out. This is for Capricorn. All right, Capricorn. Let's see what's up for you all for the middle of through the middle of November. Wow. Okay, Capricorn. We have a theme going on here. Man, who are you having disagreements with? Or who are you having different opinions with? Because that's what this 5 of Wands is talking about, is differences. You may get along better, maybe different ideas, but it has to do with your work. And the 5 in the tarot represents change, as it does in numerology. Change, wanting to feel free, wanting to feel more unrestricted from circumstances. And what's interesting is this 10 of Swords comes up and says, okay, it's done. Whatever problems there have been, the 10 of Swords, I mean, you can see this guy has these 10 swords in his back, and there is water, so it's been a bit emotional, but there is some sunlight, some dark and some sunlight. So there is hope. And the next card that would come up would be the Ace of Swords. So it's telling me that this whole scenario here is going to end and complete, so that you all can start something new. Capricorn, I need to pull a clarification card. This is from like I said, through mid-November. All right, then the Queen of Swords comes up. Okay, so it might be one of two things. Either there's an air sign, Libra, Gemini, or Aquarius, that is helping you make decisions. Maybe there's a court ruling in your favor. I do feel like she's of benefit to you. Or you're just becoming more decisive and saying, hey, you know what? I'm not putting up with this BS any longer. This indifference, this difference of opinions. And the reason I'm being negative about this, I'm not really even being negative. I'm just saying sometimes this is playful jousting. But because it's beside the 10 of Swords, which says, okay, over and done without, I'm done with this scenario. That's why I'm coming up with this. But I feel like this Queen of Swords is very helpful. Okay, Capricorn, that's interesting for you all. Let's see what's in the crystal for Capricorn. Okay, so they're really wanting you all to take a rest when you need to, because some better things are coming up. This is like, this reading is well, there's two things. Yes, it is for just some of you, because for others, you'll say, I'm having a great time. Things are going well. That very well may be. We are in Venus retrograde, and we're getting ready to be in Mercury retrograde right the same day, November 16th. Oops. When Venus goes direct, the very next day, I think it is, Mercury goes retrograde. So they're saying, be patient. And in fact, they're also saying, be still and be quiet. I guess that's what I was saying a minute ago. There's more to come for you. Don't get disjointed because of these cards or because of anything else, Capricorn, that's going on in your life. And this is for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Okay. Sorry. Like I said, I've had this cold and for sniffling in your ear. Okay, hold on. What else? Yeah, you're going to get some ideas. I'm seeing the Page of, I believe this is Swords. And so you'll be very decisive. This is similar to the Queen, but the Page is news you're going to be getting. And so this might be indication of, later on in November. Okay? And let's see if there's a totem animal for a buffalo. Okay. Capricorn, buffalo, land, strong. I would look that up and see how a buffalo relates to you within this reading, or maybe just separate from this reading. like we said, they're huge animals, very strong, stay with herds. I mean, I could just hear them running on the land, what was that movie, Dances with Wolves, if you remember some of the scenes there. So I would look them up and see how they live amongst each other and other animals and how they survive, because I think that you can use those survival skills. Okay, thank you, Capricorn. I appreciate it. The next reading is for Aquarius. All right, Aquarius, I'm going to shuffle for you, and I'm pulling 2 cards for the mid-month to mid-month. Well, they both popped out, so, I mean, right when I said I'm pulling 2 cards, 2 of them popped out. I think I know what this is. But anyway, okay, let's turn them over. Yep, that's what I saw, which is really nice, because after this 8 of Swords, which means that we feel like we can't make a move. We're not ready to make a move because there's not enough clarity going on. And that's how she's feeling. She's like, well, this is a mental card, remember. These are your thoughts. So it's kind of like Aquarius. You're sitting in your room, and I'm just saying your room, your space, and you're thinking, well, I could go this way. Like, say you're going to travel. I could go to Paris, or I could go to Wyoming, or I could go to Florida, or I could go to Germany. I'm just saying it feels like there's not enough clarity to make decisions. And like we know, Venus is in retrograde. Mercury is going to be going in retrograde November 16th through, I think, November 7th. So don't push yourself into making a decision yet, because I love how the middle of your wishes will be filled. Whatever clarity you come up with, the wish card says, don't worry. What you've been wanting, what you really deep down wanted, and the cups are about what our heart wants, what we love to do, is going to become more clear. I'm going to pull a clarification card for you all, just like I did for Capricorn. And we have, I don't read upside down with these, or reversed in these readings, the 2 of Pentacles. So yeah, you will be juggling. Okay, like I said, do I want this or do I want this? I'm using hands to remember. I was talking about, like, if you were traveling, or if you're, what type of career, how you want your career to go. What decisions do you have to make around your career, your love life, your whole life? You'll be doing some money juggling, emotional juggling. Okay. All right, Aquarius. Remember, this is for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. All right, Aquarius. Let's see what's in the crystal for you today. Okay. Yeah, they're saying stay on the bright side of life. This is sort of the message I got for Capricorn, but a totally different visual. I see some of you are fishing for new ideas, because I'm literally seeing a guy fishing. And I'm thinking, some Aquarians like to fish, but no, I think it's more of a metaphor. You're fishing for new ideas. It's not like you're thinking any longer. You're giving the universe a nudge or 2 or 3. Okay, and that's good. Once Mercury goes direct, you're golden. Let's see what else comes up for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. What else comes up for you all? I continue to see, I want to put this in a different way, lots of water. So are any of you traveling, or do you live near water? What is it about the water? And this is at night too. And I am seeing the sky and the water and then the mountains. So this is giving me a lot of different elements of deep within the waters, deep within the subconscious mind. Deep within the subconscious. I'm not trying to get too philosophical, but it feels like deep within the subconscious, bring that out into the conscious, or vice versa. Consciously, what are you thinking? And then mirror that to your subconscious. That's so interesting. I've not seen that visual. Okay. Any totem animals for Aquarius? Yeah, I'm getting the wolf at night, the lone wolf. And I don't feel like you all are alone, or some of you be, and that's not a bad thing, but I mean, it's just like you want to make your own calls. I just got that the wolf is calling. Okay, so it's like, Aquarian, make your own calls, because you have some good things to look forward to. And you might want to read about the wolf, right? Right? Okay, and then that subconscious and unconscious or excuse me, unconscious, subconscious, and the conscious minds, working those together. What deep down do you want? What are your spirit guides saying, as well as what's true for your outer world in this human life? Okay. All right. Thank you, Aquarius. Now on to Pisces. Okay, Pisces, I'm pulling 2 cards out of the Universal Weight deck, and let's see what comes out for you all. They're being a little bit pickier for Pisces. That's okay. We want the cards to tell us what we need to know. Well, they're both in reverse, which you all know that I don't read in reverse. That just means the deck was upside down. Well, you have 2 court cards. So you have the Queen of Cups, which I feel like is you, Pisces, and you're feeling, I think some of you are feeling really good right now, or are starting to feel that Piscean energy, the intuitive flow. You're learning to trust who you are. Trust that Piscean water, go with the flow, intuitive, creative self that you are. Because, interesting, she has her back to this King of Pentacles. This, of course, does represent a water sign, which, again, I feel like it's you. And she has her back to this King of Pentacles. And this King of Pentacles could be Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo, Sun, Moon, or Rising. And remember, this video is for Pisces, Sun, Moon, or Rising. And so she has her back to him. So, interesting. This could mean one of 2 things, or a myriad of things, because remember, the court cards are different people to all of you. So you'll have to put in the comments below. But this is a very grounded person. Now, he'd be also a person that's holding the purse strings in your relationship. If you have a relationship with someone who's very grounded, decent money, good at business, level-headed. But you're holding your own, Pisces. The other thing this could be, and the reason I'm saying they're holding the purse strings, is because you have your back to him, or maybe you're just leaving this person, or maybe you just don't need this person any longer. The other thing that it could be is that you are feeling like this person is of benefit to you. So either he's going to be a help or a hindrance. And being a help, of course, would be there financially for you. So Pisces, I'm going to draw a clarification card, just like I did for Capricorn and Aquarius, to see what this might. Which one? Okay. Well, okay. The 3 of Swords comes out. All right, Pisces. So if this is a relationship, then we get the loss. We feel the loss. And it could be a romantic relationship. It could be, or it could just be the end of a friendship relationship with someone who's an earth sign and you're a water sign. It could mean the loss of, feeling the loss of property. Maybe you need to take care of your health. But this, this might be over too. And you might be feeling strong about who you are. This Queen of Cups, she's a strong woman. She knows who she is on the inside. So whatever you've possibly lost, it's just like you don't need it any longer. Okay, let's see what's in the crystal for Pisces, Sun, Moon, or Rising. Excuse me. And again, the reason I'm doing these readings this way is because I've had a cold and I'm concerned I'm going to lose throat. I've got so many things coming up, but I wanted to share with you all. Okay, so I'm getting this is more than a 3D visual. This is like a 5D. Okay, so what this means to me are some of you all are being very progressive about your thinking, about your contemplating, and about your creative intuition and psychic awareness. That really takes in a lot of different aspects, what I just said, doesn't it? You'll have to listen to that again because it's just what intuitively came to me. So, excuse me, there's a lot of 5D aspects around this. Let's see, who is this person? What are they doing? Okay. I see, and it might represent this king, but maybe not. I see some of you working diligently at a project, just diligently. And the reason it's showing up working is because this is someone who would be like, excuse me, in a factory, and that's not saying that you all work in a factory. It's showing me a person. It's a metaphor for working hard. And remember that Venus is in retrograde, and then Mercury goes into retrograde on the 16th until, 7th? A lot of Pisceans, you'll know this because you're so into the metaphysical life. Neptune is your ruler. You get it. Oh, I do want to tell you all what your, gosh, that's very clear. Okay, what your animal totem for this month is a shark. And that's interesting. First and foremost, it is a water creature. Second of all, shark. Before you go, oh God, look shark up, or just Google shark and see how they survive amongst others, their daily life, how they live. I don't want to say their philosophy, but just about them. There may be something that you really relate to or that you can use in your life. Maybe you feel like you've become more of you're a water sign for sure, but you've become more in tune with your sharp, wise self. And you don't mind telling others that I am Pisces, and I am the large one in the sea. That's a beautiful visual that I'm getting now. Lots of silver blue, which feels very Neptunian again to me. So a lot of you all are tuning into your spirit guides, your intuitive guidance, and really that is the way to go when you're being yourself. So I love it. Okay, Pisces, look below in the show more section if you'd like your own personal private reading. You'll have a wonderful month to month, and I will see you soon. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.